Boom! We're off with the 100th episode of Who's Your Daddy, the podcast.
And
I'm
they
your
said
host,
it wouldn't make 90.
Dr. Alan Snyder, here with Little Dice Clay's father, Zach Elias. What's up, Zach?
Little Dice Clay.
That was
That
was awesome.
That's what she is. She's rough. She told my mom today. My mom said something to her. She goes, Grammy, that's BS.
She's your daughter. You deserve all of this.
Wait, do you even know what that means? She goes, no. She goes, where'd you hear it? She goes, Mommy says the F word all the time. Daddy says BS. Do I? I don't even know. I usually go for the gold.
Who's Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. Rate, review, subscribe. We're on all the platforms. You know, I'm going to review some statistics later. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Give us a review, Apple, Spotify. We're on.
I don't know. 72% of all statistics are made up.
Okay, well, I have actual statistics that we're going to get into because you asked, and I figured we'd talk about it eventually. Today's episode 100, we're going with I Hate It, which we're going to talk about.
Hated it. Can we do that?
Zach, if I would have said I hate it, but I love it, would you get that reference?
No, I would have just thought hated it from Men on Film.
P90X, I know you've never done a sit-up in your life. What are you drinking on today's episode, Zacharias?
I have one more of these City Lights. I had one random one the other day. I had some Sam Adams Oktoberfest, but they didn't last long. Hey, Oriana's on. I saw her last night.
How
and
much?
She's right. Well, what? Not the whole bit. 2/3. Yes, she's right. What happened to your neck? Are we gonna just gloss over the neck?
We'll get to it when we get to it. Zach, what am I drinking? Well, to celebrate episode 100, I had to have something special. And I found this beer from Chicago. It's a half-acre hazy pale ale. I'm assuming it's Tome, but do you know when I cheers? Do you know who I cheers to every single time? It is always to me. Always.
Ugh. And to Samantha. You spell oi with an E? What are you, a pirate? It's oi, not oi.
Arr.
No good.
Release the Kraken.
Ugh.
Cheers. 100, baby.
100. CN. C-note, baby.
So today's episode is kind of about what people hate, or I guess what people love and we hate. And this came up with me this past weekend. I got a last minute invite to one of my good buddies out in Long Island. Shout out to Oceanside, to go to his wife's outdoor backyard hibachi. It was a great time, and I kind of forgot being around this.
You went to that on the last minute of the night? Oh, I've got anything better to do. I'm great saying no to people in a party. I
wanted to go. I love them. It was a great time. But I forgot that my buddy Kevin is the most contrarian person in the world when you start talking about movies and music. And we actually got to the root of everything, why he hates stuff. And he basically came out and said, in so many words, if a character doesn't have a hero's journey, do you know that typical arc? It's very like Star Wars. Start at home, there's an adventure, don't want to go, mentor, go on the adventure, learn some lessons, come back home. You know, the hero's journey, he's not into it. And that drove me absolutely crazy because
I need Larry David. No hugging, no learning. I don't want anyone to grow as a person in any show that I watch. I want them to be just as bad at minute 1 and at the end. No progress. No hugging, no learning.
You plopped. Only time I laughed.
Oh, come on. When she yells at him, just Dementia Boy, I fell off the couch. It was next episode. Leon in the Versace robe.
Didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
So with talking to this, my friend, you know, I just sometimes you watch a movie, you watch a story. There's a show on HBO, it's called High Maintenance, where you get to see a sliver of 15 minutes of a story, and it picks up in the middle of the day, ends in another one. They never come back to it. That's fine with me. That's a day.
I need to watch that. I live high maintenance. Actually, I'm more high maintenance, but it's the same thing.
It's been done. I had a patient one time, and he was telling me when we were analyzing a TV show back in the day, and he said he was this literature guy, and he goes, you know, sometimes a cigar represents this longing for this and this, and he goes, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. And I've always taken that to sometimes a story is just a story, and you can enjoy that. But it made me start to think of, well, are there things in this world that I hate that other people love? And I challenged you today in a text to come up with a couple. So give me one off the top, that something that people absolutely love and you're like, no.
So I didn't go that with it, but like, okay, people love, and I just hate, I think it's the nasty thing, mayonnaise. People go nuts for it.
That's a
Love it.
taste thing. I'm not a mayonnaise
No,
guy.
no, it's gross. I don't know how an egg becomes that. All right, you didn't like that? I'll give you some more. I don't.
I bet you have like 20. I said give me 3.
Oh, I've got thousands, but no. Something that a ton of people love, can't get enough of, follow the guy around. I don't get at all. In fact, makes me angry. Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, love
Awful.
it. Love Dave. Love
I know. Why? He's whiny. Yeah, I'm sad and night. There's the ants, man. Fuck you.
Dave. The ants.
Yeah. Fuck all that. He's awful. He's a whiny pain in the ass who's sort of funny in Sandler movies. That's it.
His
Hate him.
little shtick with the pajama pants and the
Ridiculous.
faces, it got a little old, but he
It's
still is
been
great.
old. No, he's not. Terrible
Okay.
voice, terrible music. People love him. The only other person I know that hates him with such vitriol, Jenna. That's why I locked her up. Hates him.
Go on with your list.
And Ron Katz. So if it doesn't work with Jenna, lock him up too. Let's go. So okay, here's one that I went a little, I don't hate necessarily, but never, even when I was young, loved staying out super late, starting my night at 11. Ridiculous. You want to get tanked at noon? I'm your guy. You want to stay out till 4 a.m.? I'm good. I'm a pumpkin. Once midnight hits, even when I was young, I'm done. I've been drinking since 8 a.m. Like, I don't need to stay out late. I don't get it. Anyone who wants to go to a bar at 11, awful. Not my kind of people.
The pregame to go out at 11. I've definitely done
What's the
that.
point
In
of even going out?
11:30.
Just pregame and stay at the house and watch whatever's on, and I'll be home by midnight. Just get wrecked in your living room. The same thing.
One of mine, Zach, piggybacks on that is getting to the bar. And I assume we're talking about when we were in our, lower 20s, getting to the bar and you can't move because it's so packed. I used to go in there. I was like, looks like it's all filled up. And my buddies are like, no, this is the place to be. Not for me. No chance.
You at least went in. I would be able to figure that out from the outside. I would just look at my group and go, nope. I'll be at the dive bar across the street. You come find me when you're ready. And I had literally done that. Or I would just take me and the other version of me that I'm with, like out of the group of 8, and say, yeah, we'll just be at that shithole, patio hula hand or wherever across the street. When you guys are done sweating in there, what? You guys are done sweating in you come join us at this Mick Tavern.
That happened to us after the wedding last week. We ended up at a bar where you walked in and it was so packed. No COVID, by the way, and certainly no fire code. But when the crowd of people, if somebody sneezed on the other side, their body would reverberate backwards. 6 people behind them would fall over. I mean, it was
That's awful.
It was horrible. And I went there and said,
in.
I know. What am I going to do?
I ruined one of Jenna's ex-friend's birthdays at a Principal because I didn't want to pay a cover charge, and the bar was too crowded. We ended up finding a great bar. We were overdressed. There was nobody there. We had a blast. Except for the birthday girl who never was with Jenny.
I was also overdressed, which I thought was like, oh, this will be fun.
Whatever. We had some dump bar for like $3 beers, and then like the person was, all right, fine, it thinned out. Let's go back. And her crew goes, no. I Pied Pipered and just commandeered and blew up this girl's party because I didn't want to deal. Because I was too prissy to deal.
I don't know if I know what a Pied Piper is other than from Silicon Valley.
And the rats follow?
Oh, I was thinking about the people back to back in Silicon Valley.
Yes.
Do you have one more, Zach?
Well, I threw it in there just in case you didn't like any of mine, which apparently you didn't like mayo.
Because that's subjective. I mean, the stuff I have is
no,
not...
it's not. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. It's whipped, nasty egg. Anyway, people love beach vacations where it's just the beach, where there's no other activity. People just sit there from 8 to 8.
Slave to the sun, just like...
Yeah. Larry David had a thing about it. He goes, when they said, don't you find this relaxing? He goes, I find it frustrating that I'm missing what everyone else is getting. He's right.
Absolutely.
I don't get it. You sit there. I could read a book at home. If you give me golf and throwing a football around and running around, and so if you could make it summer camp on the beach, I'm fine with, or go for a couple hours. But just sitting there, what'd you do? I lay on a beach chair for 12 days. That sounds like death. People love it.
I don't get it. I just see the leather purses that are human skin and just think, get your cancer here. Skin cancer.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. So it's funny you say that because, Zach, one of mine, which I always bring this up, I'm not really into reading. And there's the old adage like, girls, if you go to his house and he doesn't have books, don't stay over. Or what do you mean you don't read? Look, I get my information.
Can't qualified girls. If you go to his house, don't stay over.
But I listen to enough stuff from podcasts. I get my information. I was given a television when I was 4. Reading, not my thing. I don't hate a good audiobook. And one of my buddies gives me a lot of shit because I'll say, oh, I read that. And he goes, read? Unabridged, I get credit.
He's right. No, you don't. You listen to someone read it to you. You're a 6-year-old. You're sitting around the circle, crisscross applesauce, while someone's reading it to you. Hop on, pop. Anyway,
Not my thing.
I don't read much.
Love reading.
But I read on vacation. If I'm on a beach, I read crap though. I don't read anything that's going to enlighten me. I read about like the Mets or
I listen to a lot of interesting discussions and conversations and debates. Reading
on the subway, you just listen to discussions and debates and conversations. No, I read just absolute garbage and just hogwash.
Another one of mine is, and this one always gets a look.
Girls Who Wear Abercrombie and Fitch.
Hiking to me
Hiking's
is walking.
The stupidest thing in the world.
Walking without a destination.
That's
you get to go. Answer. You get to go look at something. Nah, I'm all set.
That's an excellent answer. If they don't have a golf course at the top of that mountain, what are we doing?
I don't hate exercise.
Unless you're trying to get some girl in a secluded spot, so the implication is she has no choice.
Take it easy there, Brian Laundrie. Okay.
Right. Well, maybe she said no, and you chop her up. But whatever it is, he killed himself too. He's an animal.
Good night, Irene.
No 101st. But no, if the goal isn't to score, what's the point of hiking? Like 12 dudes going up to a secluded spot, sitting around a fire and talking? That sounds like death.
Especially when you do the loop and come back where you started. Somebody recently I said especially, I didn't say especially. So. Somebody said, well, what if you're hiking to get somewhere to stay? And maybe. I will say
walking. They just Moses.
Every single hike I've ever been on, we started at point A and we did a loop-de-loop and ended right back at where we started. Hiking, not for me. But Zach, the number one thing for me that people love, and they think I am nuts, Thai food. Take it or leave it. Usually leave it.
I don't mind it. I actually quite like the way it tastes. It's very carby for me. Very carby.
Well, you can get this and you can... Well, getting the drunken noodles is just the same as, chicken lo mein. Great. Let's go get some yakisoba. It's not for me.
It's too carby.
Too carby. Okay.
Yeah, spare tire and I'm done with that. I don't know how all these Thai people are so thin. I eat that. My ass jiggles for 3 days. It's just like...
All right, Big Daddy.
I feel immediate. It's disgusting.
So, Zach, what was your problem with my teaser for tonight's episode?
The problem, I don't know what Dune is. It looks like Stargate 2, which that might have actually been a Stargate 2. And there's no James Spader, but who could be? You gave yourself Timothée Chalamet. It looks like you're wearing some sort of beaver for a wig. And you gave me this leathery Javier Bardem in a hood.
You're Obi-Wan. Come on, man.
I'm what?
I don't know anything about it. I actually am halfway through.
Nobody knows anything about it. They just showed up on TVs and people.
That's not true. So I have a lot of hard thoughts about this that I want to get into.
Hard thoughts about Timothée Chalamet? That's it for us. You've been great.
Zach, I got into 3 screaming matches this weekend in different settings over Timothée Chalamet. But I was
get into one with Ariana about nature, but go on.
I was so proud of that thing because I'm getting better at the Photoshop and making the thing. And I was very proud of it.
It was solid.
Zach, I did that yesterday.
You gave an amazing comb over.
I planned to post it tonight, and about an hour before I was going to do it, I see a meme online, which is basically the same thing. And it says, how you Dune, and somebody took Joey Tribbiani's face and put it over all the characters. That is so much better than the one that I did. And I was like, and it made me so like, oh, that's so much better, but I already put so much work into this, and I just let it go.
Yeah.
This Dune movie's coming out, and it's a big deal, I hope you know, which to me, zero fucks.
We don't read.
I don't read. Well, that's the thing. It's a book series, but I said to somebody, I was like, is this even a big movie? And apparently the budget, 130 mil, which apparently isn't that much anymore, but that's still a lot. And I don't even see what the big deal is with Timothée Chalamet.
Kyrie makes in a night not playing.
3 different people went, what do you mean you don't see the big idea? I said, he's not even like A-list. Oh my God. You would have thought that I would have put a swastika on the table. He's not A-list.
Both things can be true.
You don't think he's like number 1 A-list? I said, he is not. I get he got a nomination for Best Actor and whatever, but he is apparently the it thing. I don't see it. And I said, look, he's not.
The Queens like him, but you're like 100.
I said, he's not today's Leo. People lost their minds. What do you mean he's not today's Leo? I said, he's not. It's not the same thing.
He couldn't hold Leo's jockstrap in The Quick and the Dead.
Zach,
Movie was terrible, but good at the same time.
I did the math on this because Timothée Chalamet is 25, 26. Leo made Romeo and Juliet at that age. And next year, Timothée Chalamet needs Titanic to be on a Leo path, which he is not. I can't believe. Zach, screaming
Growing
matches.
pains. That's it. Ball in.
Screaming matches over this.
Screaming? You should have called me. Called. We don't. Not that. Called me. Put me on speaker and let me have at the next person that defends Chalamet over Leo. I'm diving in.
Thank you. I really appreciate
I don't particularly love Leo all that much, but over Chalamet. I mean,
so a couple weeks
he's
ago,
no Scott Baio, but who is?
Joni loves Chachi.
And he runs off.
We had talked about statistics, and as showy as I may be, it's not my thing to post how many episodes, how many downloads, how many likes. That's not for me. Until we start making any money out of this, honestly.
You're calling yourself showy with that schmata on your neck?
So I actually...
We're 15 minutes in, you haven't addressed it. What is the deal?
What's the deal? Not for today's episode. The website I use...
them hanging? Okay, fine then. So I know what happened. 2 seconds. I expected you to come with those big collars, like you're being wheeled into a courthouse, or like a cat thing, so you can't like hit yourself.
I have one.
You have a cat thing?
Oh, not a cone.
That's what I thought you were gonna have. Like the cone of shame.
I upload our podcast to a website. People download it from their different apps and whatever. I get all the statistics. So let me just go ahead and read some from you. We have 100 episodes. Yeah. There have been, as of 4 o'clock today, 6,379 downloads total, which is pretty good. 96% of those come from the U.S. The other 4% come from
Wales. Your friend in Wales. They're a thing, right?
I think they gave up.
No. They're a thing. They're a thing. Didn't one of them comment recently?
The UK, which may include Wales, right. Taiwan, Germany, and Canada are where our listeners primarily come from. So
Germany's reparations, and Taiwan, they're definitely pirating us, stealing it. It's a knockoff show in Taiwan. They're going to do it better and cheaper.
I actually have thought about that. I post jokes here and there, and I thought of why, if you were a comedy writer, why not just go online, scour people making jokes? You could tweak the jokes just enough to make it original. You'll never be caught. Why not?
Because we're not funny.
That's not true.
No, we are. Is it true?
You're telling me some of the stories that you or I tell couldn't be on an episode, part of Curb, just a tiny part of and then this guy did 100%. This could be a show.
Because the walking into the glass door was a real miss, I thought, this week. The
Lucy Liu
thing. Everyone's done that.
You thought that was a miss? That actually made me laugh. That was
the Lucy Liu part. No, that was a miss. I thought.
John Hamm screaming.
Spot on.
It's a Shonda. It's a Shonda.
Cyrus, amazing. John Hamm was great last season too. He's funny.
That John Hamm is one piece of ass.
Yeah, he's better than Chalamet. Gun to my head.
Timothy Chalamet. Do you know what I said to this girl at one point? I said
Breaks him in half.
He's one bad makeup job away from being Edward Scissorhands. I don't even get it. It's terrible. I'm watching this stupid Dune movie. I'm halfway through. Do you know what it is, Zach? It is Star Wars plus Tremors with a Matrix Prodigy element. That's what it is.
Why does it scream Stargate to me?
Because it's in space. It's Star Wars, I'm telling you, with Tremors. You remember Tremors?
Yeah, of course.
It's like half the movie.
Tremors was not good.
No.
And they made like 9 of them.
I hate watched most of it today to the point Julie goes, why are you still watching?
Tremors?
Because Dune, man. And I'm going to finish it. Anyways, we have 31 subscribers on YouTube, which apparently that's how you measure stuff. Okay, great.
No, Zoe measures things. She doesn't know about money. She just wants subscriptions. She thinks that's a thing. That's a currency to kids. The Zoe. Subscriptions. She's on YouTube?
We have... Every time I post the episodes of the videos, we get essentially 60 people on all the different platforms total, not including Facebook, which I don't know how many people watch ever, but 60 people watch that, which is pretty good. Zach, your number one episode, When I Dip, You Dip, We Dip, has been listened to by 97 people.
I thought that was a miss.
97. Well, it's like the algorithm because somebody listens to it and then it gets recommended more to people, whatever. But
Vegan Chick-fil-A crowd.
Are you sitting down? The number one BYD episode was a guest episode when I had Candy Skittlebomb on, which I thought wasn't the best episode.
I don't remember that.
187 downloads.
It's pretty good.
That's very good. Then it's like the first one, the second one. I mean, most of the time, a couple guests here and there. That is insane. 187 for that episode. Go back and listen.
No.
That was one where I drank non-alcoholic beer.
Hey, that's why.
We have 30.
Your Duels company were really into it.
I went Brooklyn Brewery. 36 5-star ratings. So people, why are you not rating? Why? I say it every time. Rate, review, subscribe. Hit a little bit of 5-star for me. Yeah.
Be a 5-star slut. I'm a big Uber 5-star slut because I'm very nervous on my own rating, though it's on the rise.
Apparently, you're supposed to tell them, you're like, 5 stars. Ding, ding, ding. And then
tacky.
they do it back.
Feels a little gauche, but I might start doing it. The guy in Succession did it, and it felt right.
I'm over the show. Just
That's
move on. It is. It's the best show on TV that I'm like, it's not rewatchable. I'll tell you that much.
No, one. No,
definitely not. All right, Zach, I have a lot of candidates for Pishadoo of the Week as I was laid up for the last couple of days. Are you ready? I think I got 8
Did you get laid while laid up? Julia, did you give him a little? No.
Candidate number 1 for Pishadoo of the Week. Carmelo Anthony from
Maryland.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
At the free throw.
He says he's from Brooklyn, but he's not.
Free throw line, he pump fakes, at which point everybody collapses the lane. That is a lane violation. It is
on
a
him.
You can't.
It's a balk.
Are you kidding me? That was like what? Not to mention the Lakers are like what 1-2, 0-3. That's not going to work. They need more role players. I saw that. I was like, are you dumb? He's been playing basketball at a very high level. That drove me absolutely crazy. The second one, your boy Geno Smith apparently doesn't know or didn't know there were time zones until he got to the NFL.
I love him for that.
I thought that's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't even know where to go with that. It's going to win, but go on.
Next candidate, Ben Simmons put his house on the market. You know, I'm not going into all his drama. The house is being listed in Moorestown, New Jersey for $4.99999 million. But you get to see a tour of his house, which includes a room with a green fluorescent light with 2 chairs that says Simo the Savage in his house.
I like it.
Absolutely ridiculous. Even if somebody gave it to me, I would throw that out. All right.
Alan the Savage. You'd keep it in lime green.
Daddy the Savage.
Daddy.
Number 4, making a comeback at local tailgates in Baltimore. Number 27, Ray Rice, has been spotted on my Facebook feed with some of my friends taking pictures, arms around them, wearing a Yankee hat.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother you?
No, I got a bigger problem with Kyler Murray wearing an A's hat after he spurned them and after he got drafted. He was doing an interview with an A's hat on.
Where's he from?
Who cares? He was drafted by the A's and he had to give the money back and he fucked their whole thing up. It was a waste of a first-round pick and he wears their hat? That's just rubbing everyone's nose in it.
I don't know. I thought it was okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
Keeping the party moving. I just saw this today. So this is like the taking pictures at Auschwitz. Some Instagram model took pictures with her father's open casket in the background.
Is she hot?
Yeah.
Picture?
I'll send it to you. You can't see the father, but the who cares? She's a hot Instagram model, Zach.
Well, I have to see what it looks like. I have to see how hot. Because if she's not that hot, then she's not then higher on the list.
That's your measure.
Like if it's funny, it's like I forgive people. If she's a smoke show, I don't care who she's posing with.
Okay, next one. Ravens fan this past Sunday, there's audio of this, climbed into the radio booth on 3rd down. He's like, I'm a veteran, let me in. They're like, sir, you can't be in here.
I
Went
love
up.
him. He climbed it?
Climbed it to go
That's
up.
pretty good.
I heard that. I was like, okay, this is not
Ravens.
going
I
well.
am pumped for my new quarterback. Let's go Jets.
January Joe making a comeback, baby.
Good Lord. I didn't know he was still in the league. And neither did you.
I did. I knew he was on the Eagles. Absolutely.
Good God.
All right.
So go to this shit on Sunday and see him play.
Next candidate, Brett Gardner. You heard about this?
Brett Gardner?
Called out Garrett Cole, got in his face. When they came down on people for the tacky, sticky stuff, he got in Cole's face and was like, you need to stop doing this. Get your shit together, blah, blah, blah. Brett Gardner won't be in baseball probably next year. Garrett Cole is the new boy of the Yankees.
Brett Gardner's going to be on that team again. He's been on that team since 62. He'll be fine. I like when they just play in each other's faces. Cole should have punched him. And you know what? Gardner's right. Cole pitched like shit if he took sticky stuff off.
Well, I think it was when the sticky stuff happened, and he basically said, "Knock that shit out." He I don't want if we do anything. I thought
Because
that was
everybody knew Cole was doing it.
as was John Means. A lot of them were, but I thought that was pretty ballsy of him to get. I mean, John Means threw a no-hitter this year, man.
I know, but Cole had
should have traded him immediately after.
Cole had the nastiest breaking ball I've ever seen. And then now it's a hanger. I don't mind him for that. That's it.
Next candidate, I heard this today on the news. 1,000 Andy Warhol sketches will be sold for $250 each. The catch, 999 are forgeries.
But do you know which ones they are?
No, you don't. Zach, 1,000 of them, all of them are fake except for one, and the real one is worth it like 20 grand or something.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
That's a reality show then. You need to go through it, and that's pretty good.
Why would you buy one? That's stupid.
I wouldn't. I don't buy art in general. My art is like what a Zoe makes and brings home from school and I put it on the wall. It's as good as a shit half these guys. You tell me you can tell the difference between a Zoe and a Basquiat? It's the same shit.
Looks like a sneeze.
It's nothing.
Last one. You're going to have to tell me who the idiot is on this. Did you see what the guy who got for Tom Brady's 600th ball got? I don't know if he settled.
I'll tell you who the idiot is. Mike Evans is the idiot.
Mike Evans is the idiot.
Mike Evans is the idiot. What is he doing?
Mike Evans gives this guy the ball. The guy gets 2 signed jerseys and helmet from Brady, signed Evans jersey and cleats, $1,000 Bucks team store, 2 season tickets for this year and next year. And they didn't know this at the time, but last night on the telecast, the Mannings, he said 1 Bitcoin, which is $60,000 ish.
What the fuck are you gonna do with $100 or $1,000 worth of Bucks gear?
No. The Bitcoin's for anything.
No. Well, he also got the $1,000 Bucks thing.
$1,000 a Bucks team store.
Yeah, that's to be the team.
That goes quick. No, that goes real quick.
I guess it's the markup. He did all right. He didn't go the extra mile. He goes, I would also want to be the guy who hands Brady the ball. Just like they did with the Jeter guy. I want to be the guy to hand on the ball so that picture is indelible.
Oh, hey, I thought you'd want to be the one doing the induction speech to the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. I'd rip on him. No, I'd want to hand him the ball and have that picture. So that like the 2 guys with the Hank Aaron, the picture would be everywhere. You'd see it for generations. Yeah, the other stuff is nice, but the asshole is Mike Evans. And I wonder who pays the Bitcoin. I mean, Brady has that company he works for, FTH.
Yeah, FCX or whatever. Yeah, I assume this. But this is all promotional. No, they're making money off
I would make Mike Evans pay every penny of that out of his own pocket. Not that it's a lot of money for him, but just out of the principle, because he's a moron. It could have been free. Just hand someone a football. But no, now you're in the hole for $70,000. That's on Evans.
All right, so he's the Pishadoo there. Of everybody, who you going with for Pishadoo of the week?
Absolutely Geno Smith. You could have just said Geno Smith and not told me the story because he's an asshole. But he's the worst. And not knowing the time zones, I don't even know where to go with that. Everybody knows the time zones. Zoe knows the time zones. She was fine.
I don't know how they work always, but I know they're a thing.
I don't know where the line is. I don't know if I jump over it, why I've just lost an hour going 4 feet. But I want to play golf in 2 time zones, like a course that goes over them. I don't know. That just seems like a thing that would get me there. 6 to midnight. Whatever works.
We all make mistakes with it.
Whatever. I'm 41. Whatever still gets me there is,
I'm just saying, I've woken up places and been like, oh, I'm not sure. Let me just double check. Is my phone updated or not? But to know they're not a thing.
You've woken up in 2 different time zones and not known which one you're in? Oh, God.
No, I'm saying when you get somewhere and your watch says one thing, your phone might say something else. The alarm clock is off by 20 minutes,
Where's Boise, Idaho? Daddy had a night.
Trivia this week, as we had just recently.
I'm in Reno.
For trivia, we compared Timothée Chalamet to Leonardo DiCaprio, and you and I both agree he couldn't hold his jock, or even his iron mask, if you will. What I am doing this week is I am going to be testing your knowledge on Leonardo DiCaprio movies. I will be giving you the name of the character and a little description. You got to tell me the movie. They're gettable. So just relax.
All right.
Question number 1. Let me finish. Frank Abagnale Jr., a convicted felon who began passing bad checks at age 15.
Catch Me If You Can.
Very good. Great movie.
Great movie. The funniest scene is when he asked him, how'd you lie and cheat on the bar in Alabama? And his answer was, I studied my ass off. And he started laughing.
Question the second. Rick Dalton The lead actor in the Bounty Law series, who lived up to his name, he also was with stuntman
what
Rick
was that
Booth.
movie called? The Tarantino one. Fuck. Yeah, Jenna phoning a friend. I've seen it like 1,000 times. Oh, this is gonna be dead air. Come back to me on it.
Never done this
Once
before.
Upon a Time in the West. No, Once Upon a Time in America. Once Upon a Time in the West.
Living in America. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
What? Hollywood. Man, fuck my ass. Oh,
There it is. Good night, Irene. Question number 3. Calvin J. Candy, owner of the Plantation Candyland.
I'm a mess over here. Django Unchained.
And what was the word that they said over 100 times in that movie?
The. I'm pretty sure.
Spell Django?
DJNGO.
Yeah.
What's his name-o?
I saw that movie, absolutely loved it. And people go, what were your thoughts? I said, if you don't mind like 120 N-bombs, it was very good.
It was very good.
Question number 4. Arnie, a 17-year-old living in Endora, Iowa. Doctors said he wouldn't live past the age of 10.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Great movie, great role. That's what got him on the map.
Yeah, it was.
And last question,
He had
number...
a pledge, Arnie. Go on.
I had a patient named Arnie who one time took acid with his friend Arnie, and they picked up some chick hitchhiker where he said nothing happened, and they all were dropping acid, and they wake up the next day and they're sitting there, and the girl goes, I had a dream that I met 2 guys named Arnie last night.
That's pretty good.
Question number 5. Amsterdam Valen, an Irish-American criminal from the 5 Points.
Amsterdam Valen. Oh, that wasn't his name in The Departed, was it? I don't remember his name in The Departed. Amsterdam.
It's like Willie, Billy something in The Departed.
Oh, it's going to be Gangs of New York.
Very nice. Thumbs up or thumbs down on that?
Thumbs sideways because it was really long, but it was really good.
That's the other thing with Dune. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
I don't have it in me. Maybe I do, but I liked Gangs of New York. It could have been 2 hours and 10 minutes. It didn't have to be like a week. It was good though.
That movie was only watchable because easily one of the best characters in any movie was Bill the Butcher. Daniel Day-Lewis killed it with that character. Absolutely,
and it's not only it's like quotable, but it holds up. Like me and a buddy of mine, if someone says something or you don't want to deal with it, it's just dead rabbits. Go away, dead rabbits. Can't deal. Just like it means fuck off pretty much. Dead rabbits.
So we've come to the end of the episode. Halloween weekend coming up. Just want to wish everybody a safe and happy Halloween for that. But the big news, the big reveal, Booze Your Daddy, the podcast, has been invited to participate in a podcast seminar, convention, whatever it is.
Oh, that was like a contest. Podcast off.
That might be a part of it. But we will be going live Saturday, December the 4th, I think probably around like 4 o'clock or so, as a part of this thing. We get nothing. It'll be good exposure. It'll be fun. So I hope people come and watch and hang out.
I'll give them good exposure. What are you doing for Halloween?
I think there's a party or something I'm going to. I have my costume. I'll wear it next week. We'll go with that.
Is it like the girl with the green necklace, that story that when you take it off, your throat opens up? It's a short story. It's good. Yeah.
How short?
Like anywhere between 9 and 15 pages. I'll read it to you.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Everybody, seriously, I can't name names for everybody who's given us love, support along the way. There's way too many people.
You can be bit there. You got to incorporate that somehow.
Thank you to everybody for helping us out, being there, laughing.
Yeah, thank you. Good times.
The people who hate on us but love us secretly and listen, they're like, I start telling stories, they're like, I know. But it's been great.
If
Keep listening.
I know, it's good listening.
Anything else, Zachy?
No, thanks. This is fun. I got nothing better to do on Tuesdays, and I've had fun with this. Still having fun. Pumped for the podcast off.
We out.
Bye-bye.